Hey guys, in this video, we're going to talk about fasting, BDNF, and the hippocampus. Okay, let's just define some terms here. BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Okay, I'll explain what it is. But first, I just want to talk about the basic neuron, the brain cell. We have dendrites over here, which are like the receptors. They're like the ears, okay? And the information is transmitted to the cell body, and then it's sent out through the axon. So the axon is the communicator. It's like the mouth, okay? So the axon does the talking, and the dendrites do the listening. So we have this whole communication thing going on, okay? And it communicates to the dendrites on the next neuron. So we have this entire communication going from one nerve cell to the next nerve cell. So fasting increases something called neuroplasticity, which basically gets the nerves in communication. Now, if you've ever been to a restaurant, you'll observe this with couples that are completely out of communication. They're sitting there, they're eating, they haven't said a word to each other, okay? And then you look around to other couples that they're in communication, okay? So it's much better in the brain if the cells are talking to each other and listening. That's the foundation of health. In fact, all disease relates to a lack of communication in the body. So when you have a decrease in BDNF, you have neurodegeneration. You eventually get diabetes. You have increased inflammation. Your LDL increases. You worsen MS, which is an autoimmune disorder. So fasting has the ability to get your cells to start talking again. Number two, it increases neurogenesis, which is the making of new neurons. So not only do we have this neurons talking, but we have more production of new neurons being created. And number three, this compound can repair the DNA of neurons. In fact, that's going to protect against certain mutations, which actually can develop into cancer and other diseases. So even though fasting can spike BDNF, aerobic exercise can also improve it as well. Vitamin D can increase it. Omega-3 fatty acids can increase it. Going on a keto diet and producing ketones can improve it. You're automatically going to lower your calories without creating a nutritional deficiency, because your body will start to adapt and your requirements for nutrients won't be as much if you're doing frequent meals. I would highly recommend not to do the typical low-calorie diet where you see people doing, eating every hour through the day, just keeping your calories low, because you're going to be creating a lot of spikes in insulin every time you eat, not to mention probably nutritional deficiencies. So you do fasting, eat less frequently, and eat a little bit bigger meal. That's what I'm going to recommend. Now, the combination of having your neurons communicate better, listen better, and making neurons and repairing DNA mainly occur in a structure called the hippocampus of the brain. Now, there's not a lot known about the hippocampus, but we do know it's related to these things right here. If you improve the hippocampus, okay, you can improve memory. You can improve your ability to learn. You can improve your mood. You can improve your spatial navigation. So let's say, for example, you're trying to drive across town and you're trying to find out where something is. If you have a good hippocampus, you can find it quite easily, and you may not even need a GPS, okay? And also, it can increase something called an inhibitory control. Now, what is that? Well, this is your ability and your strength to say no to certain stimuluses, okay? So let's say, for example, you see a chocolate cake. Can you resist that? So your strength at resisting things that aren't good for you, okay, that's called inhibitory control. Some people cannot do that. As you improve the hippocampus through fasting, you'll be able to have more willpower, and you'll have the ability to be less addicted to certain things. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. And if you're new to intermittent fasting and you want to know more, I created a little summary sheet of how to do it healthily down below. Check it out. So if you want more knowledge on how to create a healthy body, subscribe now and get daily notifications. Daily notifications, that sounds weird. Well, I'll just remind you on a daily basis. How about that?